Howdy howdy to 2019, and hello and welcome to my channel, AB Make It Artwork, where we do what we do to make that artwork for you. And if you're new to my channel, maybe hit that subscribe button, join the AB Creative Crew. We do sketchy art things. I know it's been a while, I've kind of just been doing my own thing, haven't been really, inspired to make the videos, even though I have the videos. Well, I haven't been inspired to do the voiceover. Anyways, it's a new year. Not so new me. I'm just hanging out fresh, but we do have a new pupper whose name is Bandit. And I'll probably show her photo up screen at some point. She's a cute corgi mix, and we love her so much. Yes, you are cute. She's in the background, so if you hear a little jingle jangle of her little collar, that might just be her fidgeting around on the couch, because we're all just being kind of lazy today. This is more of the Lorevember prompt series list. And I gotta say, when it came to getting to the final hues, the blues to the greens, the blues to the greens, these are some of my favorite pieces to work on. As you can see, this is the piece Incubus and Succubus. And I could have gone with either or, but there's some lore that states that they are the same type of entity. And if you don't know, well, you probably do know if you've watched any type of media with demons, spirits, or what have you, that a succubus is a type of dream demon associated with lust, and that they tend to prey on sexual desire, especially from men. But in some modern media, they can also prey on women's sexual desire, and they feed off of life essence through sexual interaction. The incubus is also a type of lust dream demon, except it's supposed to be like the male counterpart to the succubus. So an incubus is more likely to prey on a woman. Sorry if I turn my head. I'm giving my puppers good scritches. Yeah, she gets out the good scritches. But yeah, the incubus is considered the male counterpart to the succubus and is known to prey on women, especially when they are sleeping. And sometimes it's known to perform sexual assault on sleeping victims or just physical harm on their victims. But mostly they take more energy from the suffering of their prey than really life essence through sexual interactions. And in some folklore, life essence used to be the sperm that men would ejaculate when they were interacting with the succubus. So that's a thing. But in some folklore, they were the same, one and the same creature, interchangeable, with the ideal that the succubus would prey on a man, get his sperm, morph into the incubus, find a woman to prey upon and have intercourse with, and then get demon babies from those kind of relationships. Which, in olden times, that used to be the way that people would accuse others of being a demon or a witch, is if they thought a woman was loose with her morals, they could just say that she is a succubus. Or if they thought a single mother was getting too much power through their child, they just accuse the woman of having intercourse with an incubus, and that she was a witch, and that the baby obviously was a demon spawn. But they also had this old belief that women couldn't get pregnant just by a demon because women's vaginas were cold and demons' dicks were cold. And that was kind of weird. Kisses from Good Bandit Girl. And that's about what I know from succubi and incubi. I read a lot, I learn a lot, I watch a lot of YouTube. I probably should get off the internet a bit more often. The next lore that we have is Baba Yaga. It's Russian Slavic lore. And Baba Yaga is like a fae creature, spirit, old woman of the woods. Mwah. Bandit's just curious because I'm talking a lot. Oh, am I not giving you enough attention, baby girl? She's kind of being needy. I don't know why, but she's being cute. And I love it when she's all cute. Where's your toy? Get your toy. I don't know. Baba Yaga is considered like a woodswoman. She's considered a witch. And she's kind of chaotic neutral. Actually, she's probably just neutral. She'll help you or she'll hinder you. And she happens to live in a house that has sentience. Her house knows when she's coming by, and it has giant chicken feet. And oftentimes, the way you can tell if you're near the Baba Yaga's house is that it's often surrounded by a bunch of skull torches, which I thought was a really cool aesthetic. A house with chicken feet surrounded by torches that were skulls. And I can't remember where the whole idea of the skull lanterns come from. I think it's in line with another story, an old folk tale in which a woman was trying to run away from either an evil man or something like that. Or, oh gosh, I think she was either running from her evil stepsisters and her cruel mother, her stepmother, to find her love, who ended up dying because of the stepmother. So she used his skull to guide her through the woods to find safety, and that safety was the Baba Yaga. And in some folklore, they say don't say her name too often because she might kidnap you or she might seek vengeance on you. In some lore, she used to be the nurturer of children that were abandoned in her woods. Some people used to say that she would kidnap children and eat them up. It's kind of just dependent on what region you're hanging out in and what's the locals say, because stories will change a lot in regards to Baba Yaga. Big things that you know: she has a house, it is sentient, it has chicken feet, giant chicken feet, again surrounded by the skull lantern area. She also rides around with a mortar and pestle, so she uses the pestle to kind of move herself around and sort of steer herself like an oar, and she rides around in the mortar. And I think that was pretty fun, so I did that little silhouette in the background because I wanted her to be in the piece too. But the main focus was the house, because I thought the house was pretty spooky in aesthetics. But also, I really love how the skull lanterns came out. It was really fun. So, depends on how you treat her, and she'll treat you about with the same respect. Here we have the Pegasus. If you have ever talked about Greek lore at some point in your high school, in your middle school, in school at all, grade school, whatever, or you've read the Percy Jackson series, or you've just about watched any series with a winged horse, you probably know the Pegasus. Pegasus is half horse. Well, it's all horse with wings, born from the neck of Medusa when she was killed by, was it Perseus that killed her? I can't remember. It might have been. But when she was slain, Pegasus emerged from her neck. And I think that's kind of weird mythology, but it's pretty cool. It's kind of your basic so-so character, myth, lore, and that's usually the story. I didn't actually bother to look up if there were any other instances in which the Pegasus was used to help other characters, so this was kind of a you know it because you know it. And you know that one horse girl who loves drawing horses with wings and all that kind of jazz. I think he has a brother, and I forget what the brother was supposed to be as far as like being a different horse, if it was supposed to be the first unicorn, or if it was just like a perfectly white steed that also erupted from Medusa's head. But I might just use this opportunity to talk about other stuff because we probably all know about the Pegasus. Bandit's a cute girl. She's a corgi mix. She's like a corgi terrier mix, and she's super adorable. I'll probably throw up like a couple more pictures right about now. And she is so sweet. We got her from the shelter. We got her on the 29th. It was a decision that my husband and I made after deliberating on whether or not we should get a cat or a dog. We thought we would get a cat at first because cats are pretty low maintenance and like you don't have to take them outside, you just have to clean their box. But then thinking about all the stuff you gotta do for a cat, they're kind of high maintenance in a sense that you always have to keep the litter box clean. Where would we keep the litter box? If our friend brought their like puppies over, would it freak the cat out? If my stepdad-in-law, my husband's stepdad, came over who is allergic to cats, how badly would he react? And that would be kind of like cost inefficient to having a guest bedroom if they have to get a hotel because he can't come into our house due to his face puffing up. Which, the cat that we wanted to get, his name was Trapper, and he had one missing ear. He got adopted out before we could get him. And after seeing my husband's stepdad's reaction to the cat during the holiday party at his aunt's house, at my husband's aunt's house, he had only been there for like an hour or so, and his face was getting really red and puffed up and swollen. And we're like, cat's no go. But then we saw Bandit, the most adorable corgi there is. And I'll probably sound like I'm going in and out because I'm moving around a lot. And I always wanted a corgi, and she's 7 years old, which means she's a senior pupper. I was like, we're getting this corgi. And we got her. She's a good girl. That all backstory aside, we got her on the 29th, and she's been happy pupper ever since. This is Ganesha. Back to the lore prompts. And Ganesha is a Hindi god. He is the god of systems and, organized systems. So, in some lore, he's associated with the creation of elements through the creation of systems. Bandit's just being really cute because she's curling up right against me. She's like that. Ganesha is known for the creation of systems, organized systems, so he's sometimes associated with creating the 4 elements, earth, wind, water, fire. And then the chemical elements, he's associated with that. He's associated with the creation of numbers and, everything, order, organization. And through that order, some people just associate that, in essence, by proxy, that he created most of the means for life as we know it today. And what I thought was really interesting was a lot of the symbolism for all the stuff in regards to his iconography. Like, everything on this statue means something. For instance, the broken tusk that he holds in his hand, that's self-sacrifice. And, the reflection of sacrifice. He holds an axe, which is the necessity for battle, for defending those things that you care about. The bowl of fruits, or sometimes desserts, is worldly pleasures within our reach, which he reaches out for one. So it's like the worldly pleasures that are offered in life and how they are easily within your reach if you choose to attain them. And also, in his other hand, you'll see a flower and a noose. And some people take this differently, like the bounties of life, but it's like you see life in abundance in the dessert, and they'll either do a rope or a noose. And this is sort of a half in between of rope noosedness, but this is like the systems of life and death and that balance with life and death. And I thought all of this was like really cool, just how much thought is into the symbolism of Ganesha. And it's just like really cool. By the way, his name literally translates to a great many things. So in a way, he is the god of a great many things, or the order of a great many things, which is in line with the fact that he's the god of systems, of organized systems, which I also thought was very cool. Also, fun fact, this was probably my favorite piece to work on, one of my favorites. I've said this in earlier videos that by the end of the Lorevember series, that the final prompts were the ones that I loved the most because I had the most fun with them. I started really getting into my element. I really started pushing the whole complementary colors in the color scheme and trying to use different layer blend modes to create depth of color and more colors. And it was a great experience. And this is like one of my favorite because it's like one of the cleanest. We are coming up to the end of the video. If you want to go check out any of my other social media, I know I'm a little behind on some of them. I have a DeviantArt, I have an Instagram. I might be throwing away my Tumblr. I'm still kind of using my Tumblr. I don't know. It's kind of meh. I've got a Twitter that I sort of post on. I'll probably be posting all of my corgi pics on Twitter. And a Pinterest that I use for references from time to time. I hope you guys are going to be starting the new year off pretty great. that you're going to have a wonderful 2019, that you had a pretty great 2018, that you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. And as always, make sure to do what you do to make that artwork for you. Lots of love from me and Bandit. Kisses. Bye-bye.